Once upon a time, there was a little sheep, and its head was caught in a bucket.
That is insane! Did you know that storytelling is an incredible tool for your child's literacy development?
Character development, sequencing, language development, of course, the ability to empathize with others, organizing their thoughts across a narrative arc. There are so many fundamental basic literacy skills that are baked into the very simple and natural act of storytelling.
We're gonna share 7 different ways that you can use play-based activities and things you may already be doing as ways to tap into your child's natural storytelling ability and nurture this powerful literacy tool.
How powerful?
Super
So
powerful.
so powerful. Our first activity is create a storytelling basket. I prepared this basket with 3 items that I found around the house. I'll present it to my little one and invite them to take out the 3 items and tell a story using the items inside. As you're looking for items to put in your child's storytelling basket, you might want to think about putting an item in that could be a character, a small animal, or a little toy. You might want to think about an item that evokes a setting and maybe something that evokes a little bit of action. These will help give your child some more concrete ideas to develop a story of their own. So, we're gonna take these items out and we're gonna tell a story just as your child would to give you an idea of how this all comes together. Inside we have a little deer, a Metro card, and item number 3, a teeny tiny little tree. It's a pretty amazing exercise because you're looking for connections, you're looking for narrative, and once it clicks, you're gonna get started and tell an amazing story. Once there was a little deer named Danny, but Danny lived in the big city and all Danny dreamed of was going to the country and being in nature. One day, Danny was prancing down the sidewalk when he came across a Metro card. He was so excited, he grabbed the Metro card, ran to the train, swiped his Metro card, and trained all the way out to the forest where he happily pranced and danced and met all the other little deer just like him.
We love open-ended materials from Play-Doh to Magna-Tiles to blocks. We love these because they really can be anything. They're super open-ended in that way. So when you provide children with open-ended materials, you're really inviting the type of storytelling that comes from that blank slate. Something can be anything, whether it's a phone or a sandwich or a computer to type on. These types of materials lend themselves to developing those complex narratives, those quickly changing narratives that you often hear children saying as they're playing. Providing something like this encourages the storytelling potential because your imagination can take it anywhere.
Our next idea is to create a 3-part story with your little one. All you need is 2 pieces of paper, a pencil, and your child may want to use some crayons or markers to illustrate. Here's what you're gonna do. You take 1 piece of paper and fold it 3 ways, and then you're going to present it to your child with a heading on the top that says beginning, middle, and end. This will help your child establish a sense of structure over the story that they're going to tell. You're not gonna tell the story for them, but you're gonna provide them with a little structure. You're gonna hand this to your child and ask them to think about the story that they want to tell. In the meantime, you'll be folding in 3 parts another piece of paper on which you're going to just transcribe their story as they tell and draw it. It's really important at this point that you let your child lead. You're there more as an observer, a transcriber, and also someone who can maybe create some prompts with open-ended questions. You might say, well, I wonder what's gonna happen at the beginning of your story. Or you might ask something like, what happened next, to help them jump into this middle section of the story. In the end, you might say, what happened at the end? These kinds of questions aren't providing your child with an answer. You're not writing it for them. You're just helping them to gain a little bit of structure and keep the momentum going as they draw and tell the story of their own. Meanwhile, you're busy over here writing down their exact words so that when you're done with the story, you can put the 2 together and tell the child's story in their own words. They will gain an incredible sense of empowerment as a newly minted author and illustrator of their very own 3-part story.
Once there was a baby Yoda. He was scared of shadows. He found out the shadows were his friends. The end.
Our next idea, oh wait, what just happened? Oh my God. Our next idea is to use puppets to tell stories. This is a great opportunity for your child to use a DIY puppet or even a stuffed animal, anything that will kind of nurture their ability to create a character outside of themselves. Right? When you have this sock puppet on your hand, you're going to be able to transfer all of your ideas about what this character, animal, person is going to be saying or doing onto something else.
Whoa, my name is Rowan. My name is Ruth Finkel Ginsburg.
They're able to use the puppets and these new characters as the players in their new actionable storyteller and actually act it out, of course, as they're moving around and practicing dialogue and developing storylines, and again, being very playful with their language. Our next tip is to tell very silly stories together as a family or a group of people, really anywhere, but to use a prop to help designate who the speaker will be. You can adorn anything like a wooden spoon here with a ribbon, but the idea is to take turns telling a story by passing the stick around and around the table or back and forth, and again, kind of adding on to that story, having it go through with probably no real plot. Hopefully the sillier the better. Again, kind of opening up the possibilities of storytelling as being super silly and fun. So we don't have a whole group of people here, but we'll get it started just to show you a little bit what it might be like with Annie starting with the talking stick.
All right, I like to start with a character just because it kind of grounds the story. And this is a great tip for an adult. Start with a character maybe in a place and it will help generate a world for your child and your family just to build off of. All right, once upon a time, there was a little sheep and its head was caught in a bucket.
That is insane! But luckily, along came Farmer Jane, and Farmer Jane tugged and tugged and tugged, and then
she thought she had popped the bucket off of the sheep's head, but actually, she and the sheep just fell backwards into a massive mud puddle and rolled all the way down the hill.
The end. So as you can see, it's that simple, it's that silly. We love the idea of having this happen during a mealtime or a car ride, really any time to, again, just get that storytelling juice flowing. Another way we love to encourage storytelling is to invite children to act out one of their favorite books. So really to bring to action, to bring to life all of the different things that might be happening in a story that's very familiar to them, but maybe in a different way. So from putting on the costumes or again, just pretending to be a character, grabbing some props, maybe even inviting some other family members in to be players in their story. We love the idea of a child taking ownership over the most important parts of a story, book that they love, and then kind of moving through that beginning, middle, and end, taking on some of the dialogue, being able to be maybe multiple characters at once, just having fun with the story, using their whole body as a way to really solidify that connection.
Our last idea is to practice storytelling using visual prompts. We're going to start with some 2D visual prompts. We actually have some of these in our book club at Elemento Play, some little pictures, each one suggesting an amazing story that you yourself could tell. You can use things that you already have at home. For example, you might want to take a family photo. It's a picture of my kids running through a hay maze. You can take a look at that picture and then tell a whole story about it. Remember that time that Charlie got lost in the hay maze and Big Brother Teddy had to come and find him and rescue him? Or you can take pictures that you might find in, say, a newspaper. You can look at it, again, leave time and space to conjure up an amazing story, and then use that picture prompt to invent a story of your own. In addition to these 2D inspiration for storytelling, we also recommend some 3D, on-the-ground storytelling practice. When my kids were little, I used to love to take them to a street-facing cafe where we'd look out the window and watch the people go by. We'd come up with a name for someone as they walked and imagine where were they running off to, what was the story. If someone was hurrying, we'd say, oh, this person, they must be going somewhere very important. all of this kind of storytelling and prompting of stories encourages your child to imagine that the world is full of stories everywhere you look, which actually it really is. And when you start thinking about stories as being ever present and all around us, you start to understand how important they are and how powerful you are in noticing stories and telling stories of your own.
As we discussed, there are so many benefits to storytelling as a foundational literacy skill. And through these playful ways, you've seen how you can use play-based storytelling ideas to nurture that character development, story sequencing, building of language, and of course, developing empathy and understanding by inhabiting different characters. So as we know, play is the best way to get at this, and hopefully you found all of these joyful ways that you can embed this into your everyday lives, encouraging storytelling and bringing a new activity to the whole family.
If you enjoyed this video and are looking for more ways to incorporate play-based learning into your child's life, please go to elementalplay.com and join the book club, where we'll send you one amazing book each month with easy peasy activities and ways to bring that book to life through play.
And be sure to subscribe to our channel, because we are often on there doing read-alouds with our puppet pom-pom and providing value to your children through these play-based learning moments. Please subscribe to our channel. We'll also be able to continue to provide you with the resources that you need to help your child develop a love of reading.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.